Hi everyone, I'm Shannon and welcome to today's video. So I'm back with another best and worst cruise staterooms, and today we're talking about the Allure of the Seas. So the Allure of the Seas is the second ship in the Oasis Class on Royal Caribbean. She was built in 2010, which makes her about 12 years old this year. There are 2,745 staterooms, 17 decks, and 10 of those have staterooms. So I use the website cruisestateroom.com. So if you haven't seen any of my videos before, I use the website cruisestateroom.com, and that website has pretty much every deck plan from every cruise ship imaginable. You do need to sign up and become a member to get access to the photos, but I will tell you it's worth it. You will be able to kind of look at all the different deck plans, and then maybe a specific stateroom, you'll be able to see pictures or even a link to a video for that specific stateroom. For the most part, for the average balcony stateroom or inside, it's going to be the same. So if you don't see that same one, but there's some that are maybe corner staterooms where you can get pictures and see maybe it's a little bit larger, or maybe it has a special balcony. So that's what I am really looking for in these videos. Now, when going through all the staterooms, I will start with the highest category all the way down to the inside staterooms. So if you are looking at a specific stateroom or category, maybe your budget is for a balcony, or you can afford an ocean view, go ahead, you can look down, there'll be timestamps, and you can go ahead and fast forward to that section so you don't have to listen to me talk about all the suites. So I will just kind of go through every category. Now there's some categories there only may be a few staterooms, so I'll brush over those very quickly, but I have found it beneficial to just go through every stateroom category on the ship. Now, as far as where's the best staterooms and things to avoid as far as just cruise ships in general, some people say avoid being under the pool deck, maybe you don't want to be too forward or too far back. That's really personal preference. So there's a lot of videos for that generalization. I encourage you to kind of just look on YouTube. Sure, there's plenty of them, but I'm going to be looking specifically at specific staterooms that might be uniquely shaped, or if there aren't in any special staterooms in a specific category, where I would recommend if I were booking a stateroom on the ship. I do want to give a plug to Royal Caribbean Blog. So if you have found my video, hopefully you've already seen Royal Caribbean Blog, but if not, that is a wonderful website for all things Royal Caribbean. Matt does an amazing job. He also has a Q&A every Monday night, usually at 7:30, unless he's on a ship, which might rearrange the time, but it's really great. He answers questions, really great information. So definitely follow Royal Caribbean Blog on YouTube as well as his blog, and he also has a podcast, so a lot of information. I also want to state that if you are booking a cruise, I highly recommend booking with a travel agent. I personally used Touring Plans Travel, not a sponsorship, but I do recommend booking with a travel agent, especially with everything going on right now. It just makes it easier. All the changes, anything like that change, testing changes, anything, regulations change, I go to my travel agent and say, what's the status? What do I need to do? Plus, if there's any cancellations, it's much easier to let them handle it, let them wait on the phone for hours on end so that you don't have to. So before we move over to the website, let's go ahead and look at all the different categories on the Allure of the Seas. First up is the Royal Loft Suite. There's only one of them. It's 1,524 square feet. It's on deck 17. Then there is the Owner and Grand Loft Suites. There are two of them, one of each, and it is 914 square feet, deck 17. The Star Loft Suite, there's two of them. They are 722 square feet, also on deck 17. The Aqua Theater Suite, 2-bedroom, there's 6 of them, 720 square feet. They are on decks 8, 9, and 10. Aqua Theater Suite, 1-bedroom, there's 6 of them. They are 433 square feet, and they are on decks 11, 12, and 13. The Crown Loft Suites, there's 25 of them, 545 square feet, deck 17. Owner Suite, 10 of them, 556 square feet. If you hear my son screaming, I'm sorry. They are on decks 10, 11, and 14. The Grand Suite 2-bedroom, 580 square feet. There's 6 of them. They are on decks 9, 10, and 12. The Grand Suite 1 bedroom. There are 30 of them. They are on deck 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 14. Junior suites, there are 86 of them. They are 287 square feet. Decks 6 through 14, we'll just put it that way. The family balcony, now these are those staterooms that are very unique because they do sleep up to 6 and they will have bunk beds. So these are very special staterooms, and there's usually not a lot on the ship, but these are the ones that you definitely want to check out. There's only 7 of them. They are 271 square feet and they are on decks 7 and 11. The Spacious balcony, 1,312 of them, 182 square feet, again, deck 6 through 14. Then there are the Boardwalk and Central Park balconies, 475 of them, 182 square feet. They are on decks 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 14. The Ultra Spacious Oceanview, again, these are the ones that sleep up to 6. These are ones that are special, so you want to make a note of these. There are 8 of them and they are 271 square feet. They are on deck 11. Then there are the Boardwalk and Central Park View, no balcony, 78 of them, 191 square feet. They are on deck 9. The Panoramic Oceanview, 13 of them, 191 square feet, deck 14. The Oceanview staterooms, 168 of them, 179 square feet, decks 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. The family interior, again, family, it's a very special stateroom. 4 of them, they are 260 square feet, deck 11. The Promenade View interior, 18 of them, 194 square feet, and they're on deck 7. And then the interior staterooms, there's 501, and they are 172 square feet, and pretty much they are on every deck that has staterooms. So with that, let's go ahead and head over to cruisestateroom.com and take a look at the Allure of the Seas.
Okay, so here we are at cruisestateroom.com, and you can see they changed it a little bit, but it bring you to the same place. And we are going to look at the deck plans for the Allure of the Seas. So we're going to start with all the suites and loft suites on deck 17, and you will see that most of the staterooms on deck 17 are 2-story. You'll see there is deck 17, and then there is 18, so only 2. So the only 2 that are not 2-story are the first 2 that we're going to talk about, which are the owner and grand loft suites. And they sleep up to 4. There's 2 of them. There's 1 of each, 914 square feet, 161 square foot balcony, and basically there's 1 on either side. And the convenience of these, they're right next to the elevator, right next to the suite lounge and coastal kitchen. So very, very convenient. Not going to spend a lot of time on these. If you are booking these, you're probably not watching this video. Next up is going to be the Royal Loft Suite. Again, sleeps up to 6. There's only 1 of them, and you'll see right here it is stateroom 1000 or 1740. It's got a wraparound balcony. Again, incredible. Next is going to be the Star Loft Suite, category TL. Sleeps up to 4. There's only 2 of them. So they are 722 square feet, 410 square foot balcony, 1 on each side. So the one thing that you want to notice is that 1718 is only going to give you a view of the ocean. So here is the balcony. So you're not going to have a view of the ship, but you're going to have this spectacular view of the ocean or the port when you are in port. Now, going to look at deck or stateroom 1720, you'll see here it is going to have a different type of view because it is going to be wraparound. So you're going to have a view of the actual ship. Let's see if we can get, so here is the balcony here. So it's going to be, you'll have a view of the ocean, but you'll also have a view of the ship. So let's see if we can get a picture. There is a view of the ocean. So you'll have this nice view. And let's see here. We can find a view of the actual ship. So I think this one will show it. Yes, there you go. So that's going to be your view of the ship. You'll have a view of the mini golf So of the two, I would probably choose 1720 because it's going to give you the best of both worlds. You'll have the ocean, you'll get to look at the ship. So personally, that would be my choice. But again, either one of these is going to be spectacular. And then finally, we're going to go straight down to the Crown Loft Suites categories L1. These sleep up to 4, and there's 25 of these staterooms, 554 square feet, 114 square foot balcony. And you'll see that there is one that is a handicapped accessible. So of these, the ones 1702 to 1716 and then 1756 to 1742 are going to have ocean views, whereas 1722 and 7 to 1738 are going to have views of the ship. So here you have, there's a video here. So if you go to this video, you'll be able to see a video of the stateroom as well as what you can see in the ship. So personally, I don't know which one I would want. I don't know if I'd want a view of the ship or the ocean. Again, I think if I were in any of these staterooms, it probably would have been an upgrade and I would just be happy to be in one of these staterooms. But I think it's just personal preference on which one you want to choose. Next up is the Aqua Theater Suite 2-bedroom categories A1, A2, and they sleep up to 8. There are 6 of these staterooms, and they're different sizes. So as you can see, the ones on deck 8 are A1, and then deck 9 and 10 are A2. So deck 10, the cabin size is 659 square feet with a 648 square foot balcony. Deck 9 is 720 square feet plus 716 square foot balcony, and then deck 8 is an 820 square foot plus a 803 square foot balcony. So obviously the one on deck 8 is probably going to be a little bit more expensive because it is a higher category. So you'll see here, and then decks 9 and 10 of the two, I would pick deck 9 because it is going to be a little bit larger with a little bit of a larger balcony. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time. Obviously, of the 6, I would choose the ones on deck 8. Again, they are larger. Now, it does state here there are reports of soot problems for these aft cabins. I've been in an aft before. I've never had a problem with soot, but I have heard of other people reporting soot problems. So something to be aware of. If that's going to be an issue, then maybe you don't want to book these. But again, I've loved being on the aft and I've never had a problem. So I think it's just something to be aware of. Okay, next up, we're going to the Aqua Theater Suite 1-bedroom, category A3. You'll see that they are on decks 11, 12, and 14. They are all the same category, and you'll see deck 14 is the smallest at 421 square feet with an 136 square foot balcony, but then decks 11 and 12 are 433 square foot, but they're not that much bigger. However, the balcony is almost triple the size. It is 362 square foot balcony, so considerably larger. So of the 3, I would probably choose deck 11 just because it would be the closest to the Aqua Theater. Now, it does state here that warning, due to duct work, the ceilings, particularly in the bath, are low and not recommended for passengers over 5 foot 9 inches tall. So I cannot report on this. I don't have any personal experience in these staterooms. Unfortunately, I probably maybe never will, but just something to consider if that is going to be an issue. Now, if it's not going to be an issue, I would go to the ones on deck 11, then 12, and then 14. That would be my order of preference. Now we have the owner suite category OS. There's 10 of them. They sleep up to 3. Staterooms are 556 square feet with a balcony of 213 square feet. They're on decks 10, 11, 14. Decks 10 has 2, and then 11 and 14 have 4 each. They're all pretty similar. I think it's just personal preference. You will see they're all on the hump here. So 240 and 640 on decks 10. Then you're going to go up to deck 11. They're going to be those same 240 and 640, and then 244 and 644. Now, of these, I would go for the ones in the middle, the 240 and 640, just because it's directly on the hump. And then it's going to skip deck 12 and then go to deck 14. So of these, couple things to consider. If you are on deck 14, you are going to be directly below the sports deck and the pool deck. That could be an issue with noise. I've never had an issue. I like being higher up. So that might, something to consider. However, I think if I were choosing this category and I had an option, I would probably choose to be on deck 11, either 240 or 640, because it's going to be right next to the Diamond Club, and we are Diamond level, so it would be very convenient to be right next to the Diamond Lounge on the same deck. So personally, we would probably choose deck 11 for that reason. If you are not Diamond and you don't plan on using the lounge, then I don't think you can go wrong with any of the 10 staterooms. Next, we have the Grand Suite 2-bedroom, category GT. They sleep up to 8. There are 6 of these staterooms. Typically, you have to have at least 5 people in order to book this stateroom. That sometimes is waived. And you will see they are on average 580 square feet with a balcony of 238 square feet. So they are on decks 9, 10, and 12. And on deck 9, you will see they're pretty much on the hump, a little bit off the hump on the side of the hump. So really, but very centrally located, very close to the elevator. Deck 10, it's going to be very similar, same level, just one deck higher. And then on deck 12, they're going to be on the same side. So they're on this side right here. So of the 6 staterooms, my favorite would be 12638. It's directly on the hump here. And then again, just like the deck 11, they are on the same level as the Diamond Club Lounge. So I would choose personally deck 12. You're just also closer to the pool deck as well. But again, any of these staterooms would be incredible. Next, we have the Grand Suite 1-bedroom, category GS. They sleep up to 3. There are 30 staterooms. They are 371 square feet with a balcony of 105 square feet. And they are on deck 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 14. So they're all a very similar location, just on different decks. So it really just depends on what you are looking for and where do you want to be closest to. So we're going to start with deck 6. And I think deck 6 is really a great location. While it is the lower deck, you are right next to the elevator. You would just come out and you would be right near the boardwalk. So you won't have any problem with the sound because you would have the view would be of the ocean, but when you come out of your room, you'll have the elevator very, very close to the elevator, but then you'd be very close to the boardwalk area right here. And then you could just go down one flight of stairs here and be right at the promenade. So it's a really, really great central location. Deck 7, I don't think is anything to write home about. I'm sure the stateroom is amazing, but it's not going to be convenient to anything. You'll have to take the stairs or elevators to either one. Now, deck 8 also has some advantages because, as you see, it's the same deck as the Central Park. So you could come out of your room and then literally walk out until Central Park. And if you wanted to go to Park Cafe in the morning, get some coffee, you would literally just be able to walk really nice in the morning if you are someone who's going to want coffee to be on the same deck as the Park Cafe. Deck 9, you'll see nothing really to write home about as far as being close to anything. Still very central on the ship, but not on the same deck as anything. Same for deck 10. We'll go to deck 11. Now, deck 11 and 12 are going to be the same if you are Diamond. It's going to be very close to the Diamond Club. So deck 11, there you'll see. Deck 12, you'll see also right next to the Diamond Club here. So very convenient if you plan on spending some time in the Diamond Club. And then deck 14. Now, deck 14 also has convenience if you have kids, because you'll see on deck 14 at the other end here is the Adventure Ocean. So this is where Adventure Ocean is. So very convenient. Now, you are kind of on the other side of the ship, but you are on the same deck as Adventure Ocean. So that's also convenient. So personally, of these staterooms, I would probably choose to be on deck 6 first, to be on the same deck as the boardwalk and then very close to the promenade, because when you go down to the promenade here, you have the Cafe Promenade, also a really great place to get coffee. I love the promenade on all the ships that have them. Then I think deck 8 is also great. And then deck 14, just because my son loves being at Adventure Ocean. So those would be my three preferences as far as decks. And then after those, probably deck 11 or 12 to be close to the Diamond Lounge. But again, any of these are going to be amazing. Next up is our junior suite category, categories J3 and J4. They sleep up to 4. Some only sleep 3, so that's something you want to talk to your travel agent about. And you'll see there are 86 of them. Staterooms are 287 square feet, and the balcony is 80 square feet. Now, there are a few handicapped, and the handicapped accessible staterooms are 390 square feet with a 107 square foot balcony. I'm not going to go over those. Those you can just view on your own if that is something that you need. They are on deck 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 14. We're going to start with deck 6, and the same applies with the grand suite that I just mentioned as far as what you want to be close to. There are some that are on the hump, so you'll see here a lot of them are very centrally located and on the hump. So I think if I were to choose, I would probably choose the ones on deck 6 because it would be very close to the boardwalk. You'd be right on the hump with this nice huge balcony, and then you'd also have you'd be one flight up from the promenade. So that would be my preference. Now look at this one right here. This is 6240, and you'll see here it is right on the hump, and it's a really good size stateroom. So this is one of the benefits I love about this website is you have all these pictures available. And this one also, as you can see here, it says it sleeps up to 5. So these, I believe, have Pullmans. So these 4 right here have Pullmans. So let's see if we can see the Pullman. I think there was a picture where you could see the Pullman here. Let's see if we can see it. Maybe not, but I believe those have Pullmans. But again, if you need the stateroom, that is one of the reasons why you want to work with a travel agent. But going back to location, I think deck 6 is great. You're right next to the boardwalk, really close to Cafe Promenade. Deck 7, there's going to be 4. Again, there's quite a bit more. You want to try and be on the hump. You're just going to have a bigger balcony if you can. But I think, any of these are going to be great. But 7, there's really nothing. It's not on the same level as anything. Deck 8, again, it will be on the same level as the Central Park. So it's kind of central. So you'll either have to walk this way to get to Central Park, or you can walk around, which is a little bit of a longer walk. So if you're here, that might be something you want to consider. As you can see, some of these do say that they have, they sleep up to 5, and that's something you just maybe want to check with your travel agent. Let's see if we see any pictures. I don't see any pictures of a Pullman, but just something to consider if you need the extra room or extra space for another person in your family. So deck 8, again, very close to Central Park. Deck 9, again, there's a couple on the hump. Those would be the ones I would try to get. But again, nothing on this deck that would be convenient to. Deck 10, same thing. Now there's only 8 on this deck. I would try and get 236 or 636 because it's right on the hump. Deck 11, again, if you are Diamond, it's going to be on the same level as the Diamond Club. Again, 236, 636 are going to be on the hump. Deck 12. Now deck 12, you'll see we're a little bit over here. Again, 236, 636. And again, if you're Diamond, it's going to be very close to the Diamond level. And then finally 14. 14 again, 236, 636 on the hump. And again, deck 14 is if you have kids, you will be on the same deck as Adventure Ocean, which is very convenient. And then one flight up is the pool. So really just depends on what your personal preference is. I would probably choose to be on deck 6, but again, I think it's all personal preference. Next, we're going to go into my favorite categories, which are the family categories. And it says family balcony, but I believe it's now called ultra spacious Oceanview with balcony. So it's category 1A. That is the same. Yes, it's ultra spacious balcony. So these sleep up to 6. These are the ones with the bunk beds. These, I think, are the best value, especially if you have little ones who like their own bed. So again, category 1A, they are 271 square feet with a balcony of 82 square feet. There is one that is handicapped accessible, and that one is 374 square feet. So we're going to start there on deck 7 and 11. There's only 7 of these staterooms. We're going to start on deck 11 because my favorite ones are on deck 7. So the ones on deck 11 are right here. Now you'll see there's the one that's the handicapped accessible right here. And it states cabin has a small chair bed instead of a sofa bed. If there is more than 2 booked in cabin, the chair bed is not recommended for adults. So just keep that in mind. That wouldn't be a problem with a child, but then again, I wouldn't need a handicapped accessible stateroom. Then you have these 4 right here. I think they're all going to be very similar. You'll see they have the balcony, and it almost looks like the size of maybe a junior suite or a handicapped accessible stateroom. It's kind of that double wide, but it's going to have the bunk bed. So that is one of the best things about these staterooms right here is you have these bunk beds right when you walk in. So any little ones can have their own bed. And actually I've slept on one of these and it is so comfortable. I slept on one of the bottom bunks on the Freedom, and it was probably one of the best night's sleeps I got on that ship. So I think any one of these is going to be fine. And then we're going to go to deck 7, and deck 7 is where I think my favorite ones would be. Now they are all the way on the aft, and you'll see they're 7330 and 7730. There is a video here. We're not going to look at the video, but you'll look at the room here. And the reason why I like it, you'll see here, there's the bunk beds. But the reason why I like it is because it's just long ways and it gives a different layout. And I just like the layout of this room. I think it gives you a little bit more sunlight because it is long ways. So you have the sliding glass doors and this porthole here, and I just like the layout. Now, some people may not like this layout, so it really is just personal preference. But of these 7 staterooms, I think these are the ones I would choose. Now they are all the way on the aft, so they are not going to be centrally located. So if you want to be more centrally located and you want this category, get the ones on deck 11. Otherwise, I think the ones on deck 7 are the most unique. Okay, now we're going to move into the balcony category. So you'll see it's 1C, 2C, 1D, 2D, 3D, 4D, and then CB. CB are the connecting ones. And then 5D is actually going away, so there's not going to be considered. And then this says spacious, but this is actually just all the balcony. We're going to go over all of these together because we're just going to go deck by deck. They are on decks 6 through 14. And then the 1C and 2C are balconies with a large balcony staterooms with a large balcony. So keep that in mind. If you see the 1C, 2C, those are most likely going to be on the hump. They'll probably be a little bit more expensive, but if they're not that much more expensive, it might be worth it. If it's a good chunk of change, then maybe you don't. It's really just personal preference again, but let's go down to deck 6 and just go through all of them. You'll see here, the 1C is going to be hot pink. The 1D, 2D is going to be this teal. CB is going to be this mustard color, and then 3D, 4D is this purple. So you'll see the 3D, 4D are right here. Now, I think if you're going to be you're trying to save some money, the 3D, 4D is a great category, but I would try to be towards this portion here. Being all the way in the aft, it's just a really long walk anytime you want to go anywhere. So I think these are a really great way to save money, obviously, and you'll also be very close to the boardwalk again. Obviously, 1D, 2D, these are just a little bit more central. So if you could get into one of these staterooms, you're probably going to save a little bit of money. But again, deck 6 I think is a really great location, very central. Now you'll see here, there's some handicapped accessibles here. These are very central. These are the 1D, 2D, and 1C, 2C. As you can see, these are the ones that are on the hump. Now 6190 and 6590, they are a little on the hump, as well as 6206 and 6606. You'll see this in on a lot of the decks. So this is also a little bit where you'll get a little bit of an extra room on the balcony, but you're not going to be paying for it in the category. So again, I think this is great. Now you'll see here, you'll see that this space right here is for air conditioning units. Again, I probably wouldn't want to be too far forward. I would probably want to be near the elevator. So if I wanted to be on deck 6, I would probably want to be in this area right here, because I would just want to be close to the boardwalk or to the promenade area. Next, we're going to go to deck 7. Deck 7 is going to be very similar. Now it's just going to be where you want to be and how much do you want to pay. But as far as, staterooms, they're all pretty similar. Again, these right here, 1D, 2D, 7190 and 7590. And then 7206 and 7606 are going to give you a little bit of the hump balcony without paying for it. And then these two right here, these are connecting balconies that are on the hump. So very convenient there. And then again, I would just try to avoid being this area because it's just a long walk. Now, obviously, if you're going to be booking this ultra spacious balcony, it's worth it. But for these staterooms, no, I would try to be more central. Deck 8, going to be the same thing moving forward. Now deck 8, obviously you're going to be near the Central Park. So, these right here, 8250 and 8650 get a little bit of a hump, and then you're going to be right toward the entrance of Central Park. So very, very great staterooms there. Little bit of an extra bang for your buck. And the same thing for 8206 and 8606 and 8190 and 8590. So there we go. And then these right here, where they're not going to give you a better balcony, you're going to be right at the entrance of Central Park right there. Deck 9, nothing on deck 9 as far as convenience wise. So again, I would just try to be centrally located. And as you can see, some of these do have the extra room on the hump. Deck 10, again, nothing convenient here, just a matter of seeing. Now you do see some handicapped accessible staterooms right here if that is something that you need. And then 10 190, 10 590, a couple of these are going to give you a little bit of extra balcony. Let's see, and then 10 250, 10 650 as well. Again, try to avoid being now back here. Now, one thing you will see on some of these staterooms, they actually sleep up to 5. And I believe that's because they not only have the pull-out sofa, but they also have a Pullman. So you'll see these that say 5+, and let's see if I can see no, they don't have it here, but this little 5+ here. So 10, 3, 16. And I saw one over here as well, but you'll see that they, 10, 7, 14, 10, 7, 18, those are all going to sleep 5. Now it's going to be small, it's going to be tight, but if you wanted to, if you have 5 people and you want to squeeze into a stateroom, you could absolutely do it. Deck 11, again here. Now again, if you are a Diamond member, these might be something you want to be, because you could be really close to the entrance of the Diamond Club right here. Again, I would try to avoid being all the way back here, try and be more central. And then if you wanted to go more forward, you could over here. Again, trying to be near the elevators. Deck 12, same thing applies. You'll have right here, now you'll see here, cabins have a small chair bed instead of a sofa bed. If there is more than 2 people booked in cabin, the chair bed is not recommended for adults. So just keep that in mind if you are booking one of these handicapped accessible staterooms. Again, you'll see these right here have a little bit of an extra room on the balcony, which you're not going to pay. But then these, the categories 1C, 2C, you are paying for that extra balcony space. And again, if you're Diamond, you have the Diamond Club on deck 12 as well. And you'll see some of these right here that sleep +5. And then finally, deck 14. Now, deck 14 is really great if you have little ones that are going to be going to Adventure Ocean. So if I was going to book on deck 14, I would try to be near Adventure Ocean. So I would try, and we were in, I think around this area when we were on the Symphony. I believe we were in 14166 because we were assigned a handicapped accessible. And I think that's how we ended up in one. And I remember it being really close to Adventure Ocean, and it was so convenient. So we would just literally be able to walk. So it was very, very convenient. So if you want to be close to Adventure Ocean, then I would try and be on this side of the ship and not on the other side. So you have a lot of selections here. You have the 3D, 4D, you have connecting staterooms, as well as 1D and 2D in this teal category. So a lot of options. Really, if you want a little bit of extra balcony space, you can try and get these that are on the hump without trying to pay for them. You will pay for it in categories 1C, 2C. Again, it's really personal preference. It's kind of what it always goes back to, of where you want to be and what you think you're going to be spending a lot of time, and that's where you want to be close to. Okay, next we're going to look at the Boardwalk Balcony stateroom. So the Boardwalk Balcony staterooms are categories 1I and 2I, and they are on decks 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 14. We'll go and look at the Central Park ones later. And I mean, there's pretty much nothing to say. They are obviously overlooking the boardwalk. Now, I had one of these staterooms once, and I didn't really care for it. I missed having the ocean view. It was nice having the balcony. We did go out and watch from our balcony the movie one time. The show, we didn't really enjoy the show, the dive show from our balcony. We did go back and watch it from the Aqua Theater. So I think it was just a personal preference. We could see the ocean, but we missed having that ocean balcony. So I think that's something to consider. Now, deck 8, just keep in mind that it's going to be, you're the lowest. You're right here. So people are going to be able to see you from down here. Maybe you like that. It could be a little bit louder. Now, I think in the stateroom will be fine, but being on the balcony might be a little bit loud at certain times of the day. So keep that in mind. I personally would not want to be on deck 8. If I wanted a boardwalk balcony, I would want to at least be on deck 9 or higher. So, but there you have it. They're right here. If you want to be closer to the Aqua Theater, you're going to want to be in one of these staterooms here. However, it is going to be a longer walk. So we'll go up to deck 9 and you'll see them here. So they're all going to be very similar. And we'll go up to deck 10. So let's see if we have some pictures here. So it's a pretty standard stateroom. The balcony itself is pretty small. The balcony for this stateroom is pretty small. It's kind of rounded, so it's not a huge balcony, but it is a neat view. It's something that you're not going to get on other types of ships. Deck 11, you'll see here, obviously, if you are a Diamond Club member, very convenient. So this stateroom right here might be very convenient. You'd have a little bit of the boardwalk balcony here. Let's see. So you'd be right at the beginning of the boardwalk, so probably more of a quiet area. Wouldn't get such a great view of the Aqua Theater, but you'd be very convenient to the Diamond Club. Deck 12, you'll see here, again, there's the Diamond Club here. And then you can see this view right here of the Aqua Theater, and then obviously the ocean out there. And then finally, going up to deck 14. So deck 14, something to consider here is these handicapped accessible You'll see right here where it says these cabins are directly below the zipline platform. So you will basically see, if you're on your balcony, you will be seeing people coming over and landing on the platform just above your stateroom. You may not like that, you may not. I think it's just personal preference. But I'm not a big fan of the boardwalk balconies, but I also know people who love them. So again, it really just depends on what you're looking for. And now we're going to look at the Central Park balcony staterooms, and they are on decks 10, 11, 12, and 14. So there are a couple staterooms here that are special, and we'll go over those right now. So you'll see here, here is 10. So let's look at the Central Park real quick. That is on deck 8, and you'll see the elevators here. So this would be the entrance on this side, and then the entrance on this side. So Park Cafe is a little closer to this side over here. However, it's pretty central. And then obviously you have the Rising Tide Bar. Chops Grill is going to be on this side. So just kind of keep in mind, so if you are looking to be closer to Park Cafe, being closer to this elevator would be better. Now let's look at deck 10. So here we have it. Now here is where I'm going to tell you are the best staterooms. This right here, cabin 10-229. This cabin also has an extended balcony. However, it is also next to the cruise service area, so it may be a noisy location. So you'll see here, it's going to have an extra wide balcony. So let's see if we can see any pictures of the one across the way. This is going to be up here, but it's a really nice extra large balcony. So normally the balcony is just this size. You're going to have a double wide balcony. So those are very, very highly desirable staterooms. Now, again, I don't think I'd want to be on deck 10. I would probably want to be a little higher, just so I'm a little further away from the people. But I think any of these, and these are going to be on, I believe, every deck. So we'll go up. So again, I think any of these, if they're available, this is definitely going to be quieter, but I would probably want to be a little bit higher. Now going up to deck 11, yes, you'll see 11229 and 11629 are going to have those extended balconies, but they are next to the cruise service area. Let's see if there's any pictures on this one. Nope, there's a video. So if you want to look at the video, you can find it. Let's go up to deck 12. And again, 12229 and 12629. Now this one, it doesn't say that it's next to a crew area, so it may not be. And again, this is going to be on the same level as the Diamond Club. So if you are a Diamond member, this might be a great location for you, especially if you can get that balcony with the extra wide balcony. And then we'll go up to deck 14. Deck 14, yes. So it does have the extra wide balcony, not as many staterooms. So again, 229, 14629 are the ones that are going to have the extra wide balcony. Let's see if we can get a picture here. And the stateroom is the same, but you have that really nice long balcony. Very, very nice. And it's probably a very highly desirable stateroom. So I think that's going to definitely the best bang for your buck. And while I've never had one of these staterooms with a Central Park balcony, of the two, I think I would prefer the Central Park balcony more because it's very serene, very quiet. We didn't really enjoy the boardwalk. We thought we would love it, and we didn't. Again, I think everybody's different. So I am curious to eventually try one of these staterooms because I think we would enjoy it more than the boardwalk. However, we would absolutely prefer the Oceanview over either one. Okay, now we're moving on to the Oceanview staterooms, and we're going to start with the ultra spacious Oceanview category. 1K, again, these are my favorite categories on any of the Royal Caribbean ships. I think they're the most bang for your buck. There's only 8 of them in this family or ultra spacious Oceanview stateroom category. They sleep up to 6. They are all on deck 11, and there are definitely my favorites. So here they are. You see the 2 here, 11100 and 11500 right center in the front of the ship. You will feel like you are driving the ship. Those are not my favorites though. The 2 favorites that I have that I love the layout and I think have a little bit of extra room, though here you may not cannot see it, it's 11128 and 11528. They do appear to have a little bit of extra room. I've seen a couple of the videos and they have 2 windows as opposed to 1 porthole. You'll see here, they all have the bunk beds. So I think these are just great staterooms. Now they are considerably more than an Oceanview stateroom. However, getting that bunk bed, if you have little ones, I think if you're between getting an ultra spacious Oceanview and a regular balcony stateroom, I would go for the Oceanview. The balcony is nice, but the extra space and having a dedicated bed for your kids is just wonderful. And then if the 11128 or 11528 are available, those are definitely the ones that I would snag. Okay, now we're going to look at the regular Oceanview staterooms, and they are categories 1N, 2N, 3N, and 4N. And we're just going to go through each deck. They are on decks 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So we're going to start with deck 3. Now, if you are someone who is concerned about getting seasick, then this might be the category for you. You'll see it's very central. So all of these staterooms are between the 2 elevators, so they're going to be very central. Some of them even sleep up to 5. So the ones that have 5 will have a Pullman. So there's quite a few staterooms that sleep up to 5. Now it's not a lot of space, but and I think they're all pretty standard. They're pretty small, but they're going to have, the porthole window, but that's it. But very centrally located, and then also on the same deck as the main dining room. So we're going to go up next to deck 7, and then after here, they're all going to be in the front of the ship, and you'll see here. So if you're going to go up, then I would try to get in one of these, because these are going to give you a little extra room, because as you can see, these are slanted windows, which is going to give you a little bit of extra space. So the rooms are going to be just a tad bit longer. Here, you're not going to see that on the sides. These are just going to have portholes. You'll see here. So it's not going to give you a little bit of extra space. It's just going to, because there's no slanted window. So deck 8, you'll see here. Again, these in the front over here are going to have that slanted wall, so you're going to be able to get a little bit of extra space, and you'll see that here. And deck 9. Now, this one, 9510, seems to be just a little bit of extra longer. You'll see here. There's the slanted, so you got a little bit of extra space right there. Very nice. Deck 10. Again, I would try and get to the ones in the front, and then deck 11. So now this one right here is going to be changing to a 1N. So this one, I don't know why. It's going to have some extra, there's no pictures, but I don't know if this one has a little bit of extra space, but this one is being categorized differently. So that could be one that maybe have a little space. I'm just not sure. But again, I think, you're going to get a little bit of extra space, but you're going to be all the way forward. So that may or may not be a good thing. Okay, next up is going to be the ultra spacious interior. Here it's listed as family interior, but it's category 1R. And actually, I think it might just be spacious interior. And these sleep up to 6. They're the ones with the bunk beds. Huge fan of these, but there's only 4 on these ships, and they're 260 square feet, and they are all on deck 11. So let's go up to deck 11, and they are all in the front of the ship. So here they are, 11137, 11139, 11147, and 11149. So you can see here, it's going to give you a little bit of extra space. And again, 260 square feet. It's not that much bigger, but it is going to, so that's a good size, and it is going to give you those bunk beds. Now, of the 4, I would probably choose 149 just because it's a little bit closer to the elevator, but it's not a huge deal. I think any of those 4 is going to be a great bargain because you're going to get a little bit of extra space and a dedicated bed for those little ones. Next up is going to be the Central Park interior view. And these are on deck 9. It's category 2S. There's also a connecting interior on these as well, so we'll see those as well. But we're going to go up to deck 9, and you'll see here, these are going to have interior views of Central Park. So you'll see there's a window, there's a little day bed there, nice little chair where you can sit. So very nice. So these are considered interior staterooms, but you will have an outdoor view. So that's really nice. So that's a really nice little spot. And then obviously here, there's some that are connected interior. They do have windows as well. So you can see, let's see if there's any pictures on here. But I think it's a really nice to be able, there's the rising tide bar, but it's nice to have it's still considered an interior, but you do have outdoor view. So that's a really nice, you could get, just so that you have some sort of view, really great. So these are all on deck 9. Again, location, I think being closer to one of the elevators is going to be the most convenient, but they're all pretty centrally located. Next up is the Promenade View interior, and as opposed to the Freedom class, you're not going to have that many. There's only 18, and some of them sleep up to 5. They are category 2T, and they are all on deck 7. So let's go up to deck 7. And obviously they're going to be overlooking the promenade. And you'll see here the promenade view interior. So, and then some are going to be overlooking the boardwalk as well. So let's look at the ones that are overlooking the promenade. There you have it here. Now, there's some that are also connecting. Now, these are all interior. But you'll see they do overlook the promenade. Now, we had a promenade view interior on the Freedom. We loved it. It was nice to have a window to see something. It was nice to look into the promenade. Obviously, this one has a Pullman, so this is going to sleep up to 5 people in this room, so very convenient. But we love having the promenade view interior. So you'll see here, then there's also these are promenade view interior, but these are going to overlook the boardwalk. So they are promenade, they're considered promenade view, but you're going to be overlooking the boardwalk. Now you're going to be very close to the boardwalk because the boardwalk is just 1 floor down, but that might be something that you would prefer. Obviously this little one liked sitting in the porthole. So I think this is another kind of take on an interior view stateroom, kind of a fun location, and you'll be saving money by getting this view. And you will have a nice, at some view rather than having a strict interior stateroom. And finally, we are going to look at the interior staterooms categories 1V, 2V, 3V, 4V, and CI. They are on decks 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 14, so pretty much every deck. Now, here's some important size information. The aft inside cabins on decks 7 to 14 are 149 square feet as opposed to 172 square feet. So that's considerably smaller. And then you'll see that staterooms 7112, 7114, 7512, 7514, also on decks 8 and then 9. We'll go over those. Those are also 149 square feet, so considerably smaller. And then there are some staterooms on deck 11 that are 140 square feet, 279 and 679. And then category 2W is a studio interior. And then there's also one that's even smaller. So that is something to consider when you are booking. And also if you're booking an interior guarantee, that you could end up in one of these staterooms that are 140 square feet. So keep that in mind. But let's start at deck 3. So here they are. Deck 3 again is going to be very centrally located. And one of the things I find interesting are these 2 staterooms right here. I wish there were pictures. I have no idea. This one has like an L shape. They are obviously connecting. So if anybody has ever stayed in 3858, I'm curious, is this a little bit larger? I'm curious, maybe submit pictures to cruisestateroom.com so that they could have some pictures. I'd be really curious. And then obviously these are handicapped accessible. But, these are great. I think if you're going to be an interior, this is a really great location. You'll be very central. You'll be very close to the elevators, close to the main dining. And then you're not going to have issues with seasickness or hopefully not, because you'll probably be very, very stable at this part of the ship. Now we're going to go up to deck 6 and you'll see some here. So these are going to be right off the Central Park. So obviously these are very central to the location and on the same deck as the boardwalk. So this would also be a very convenient deck as well. And then we're going to go up to, yes, and that's it. We're going to go up to deck 7. Now deck 7, you'll see here the ones that were small that they mentioned are these 4 right here. So these, I believe, are 149 square feet. So I would avoid those. If you wanted to be at the front part of the ship, any of these would be fine. I think, and I would probably try and get into these staterooms here because you'd be closer to the elevator. And then these aft staterooms right here are the ones that are 149 square feet too. So again, of the interior, I would not choose these. Going up to deck 8. Same thing. These are going to be the ones that are going to be smaller, 149 square feet. Going up, these right here, these 4 right here are going to be the smaller ones. Again, I would personally avoid them. I would try to stay in this kind of area right here if I wanted to be on deck 8. Very convenient because you could literally, these staterooms, you could come out and be on Central Park, have the Park Cafe coffee in the morning. Very, very convenient. So I think these are very good, very, very central location, and they're going to be the 172 square feet. Going up to deck 9. The ones that are smaller are these 2 right here, 9120 and 9520, I believe. Again, these are going to be the most convenient, and the ones to avoid are these 8 staterooms right here because they're going to be 149 square feet. Deck 10, same thing. These are the ones you're going to want to avoid because they are going to be smaller. And then you're not going to have the issues with the ones on the side. So I think these 10453 is going to be very convenient. Deck 11. Again, now I think it was 279 was the one. Yes, these are going to be smaller. So 279 and 679 are even smaller. I believe they're 140 square feet where these, so I would just avoid these altogether, even though it's right next to the Diamond Lounge. It's just, I would avoid those. I would try and be more towards the front. Deck 12, same thing. Here's, you got some, and now we can get some pictures here. So you can actually see, let's see if we can get a good picture of the actual stateroom. I mean, it's an interior stateroom. They are small, but, hopefully you're not going to be in the stateroom very long. And there's are the ones, again, right next to the Diamond Lounge, but they are going to be smaller. Deck 14 is the last one. Here are the ones on the aft. Again, I would try to avoid those. And the ones, I think, if you wanted to be in an interior stateroom but be close to the kids club, then these 2 right here, 14175, 14575, you'd be right next to the kids club on deck 14, right next to the elevator. Let's see if we have any pictures. No, there's a YouTube video, but that is it. So very, very convenient to the kids club, to the elevator. So I think this is probably, if I was going to pick a strict interior view, this would probably be the ones that I would want, or I would choose to be on deck 3. But that's it. Those are all the best and worst staterooms on the Allure of the Seas.
Well, there you have it. Those are my best and worst cruise staterooms on the Allure of the Seas. Hopefully you like this video. If you sail on the Allure of the Seas and this video helped, please leave a comment below, hit the like button. It definitely helps others find this video, helps my channel, and definitely if you're interested, make sure you subscribe. So with that, I'll say thanks everyone. Bye.